Here with Concordia head men's soccer coach Jason Weides after a 3-2 loss to Morningside, a very evenly played game and very attacking oriented game. Just what were your impressions of how it was played and whether you anticipated it being such an offensive game where both teams had a lot of chances?
I think it had the opportunity to, in that I think both teams can counterattack pretty quickly and can be pretty lethal on the break. And both teams played pretty open in the attack, and that lends itself to the opponent having some opportunities to maybe counterattack pretty effectively. And probably both teams did that pretty well today. Both teams had good chances. I thought it was a bit of the tale of two halves. Maybe Morningside was the better team in the first half, and maybe in the opening minutes could have maybe scored a second goal in there and sometime in that first 15 minutes, but we did the job of keeping it out. And then the second half we came alive a little bit offensively in terms of creating chances, and maybe that's the struggle, is that we had a good amount of chances and shots today. I think we ended up with 23 shots, and maybe only 8 of them on goal, but there were some good clear-cut chances for us. And so it was a one-goal game, but it was one that we could have easily scored 5 goals. I think they could have scored one or two more as well. So that could have been a crazy affair of 5-6 or 4-5 as well. But I think that just had the feel of a bit of a GPAC final, and it was intense and got a little heated at moments. And I think that at times both teams maybe struggled to keep that composure. But it was certainly a challenging game, and I think it's frustrating that we're on the raw end of it with losing 3-2. But I think it shows that we can be in any game, and we can even come back from a negative position. A couple times we battled back from a goal down and 2 goals down at one point, and our team fought hard. I was proud of the effort and the fight and the intensity. I thought we had a good mentality. Just the tiniest of things today, we couldn't quite find the back of the net for that third goal, despite so close a few times.
Yeah, getting down to the kind of the stretch run of the last few 3 or 4 weeks of October is a pretty important stretch of the season. How do you feel like your team maybe has handled some of these close calls and kind of getting back up from a game like this?
And I think they go back to work, and they work pretty hard the next day up for training, and they're ready to go, and they start to focus on the next game. I mean, it hurts. It hurts when you lose games like this. I think the challenge too for teams is when you have a few like this, you really start to question things. And I think this team is capable of pushing forward and being resilient and being resolute in our goals, no matter what the situation is. And I think that will be the tale of our season, if how we respond for moments like this. Do we stand up tall, and do we keep going, and do we keep fighting, or do we start to question who we are and what we can do, and start to fold on each other? So I think this team's capable of the former and really responding really well. But at some point, we got to perform not only well and compete well, but we got to figure out a way to get some wins and some 3 points in tough games like this.